YouTube. Um, oh yeah, now I can just kind of goof off. I got my serious stuff out of the way. Well, the Masons have that black cube, and over, I think it's India, they have a temple that's black, and or I do believe that's where it's at. So, yeah. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be black. There's other they're like altars they kneel before type of things, and um, in the middle of the room. So, but anyway, um, it shows that I have a new sub, but I didn't get no name, and that's like about an email. You usually get an email, but I don't know if that happens if somebody's already a sub and they have another channel. Then it would show that. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. Gals, people, maybe somebody knows. I don't know. But it shows I have one more. That has happened more than once now, like 3, 4 times. Strange. One time it was like three of them all at once, so with no indication of who it was. So I don't know. But I have a word from Lionel, is the Greek word. Age last. That's the word for somebody that doesn't have the ability, or not the ability, somebody who cannot laugh. And also, I was looking up, I just thought that was narcissist, but then I thought, well, they do laugh, especially if it's at somebody else's expense, so they can laugh. But yeah, that'd be more like somebody like me really takes everything very serious. So, age last. Isn't that funny? But anyway, or not funny, because I can laugh. So, yeah. It's not always easy though. That's for sure. Have to be honest about that. Oh, yeah, just thought I'd get on here and hang with you for a little while. I don't know if something comes to my mind. Otherwise, I'll just ramble on here until I can't. So, oh, did you know the term for a woman that can run a chainsaw is a Jill? They're lumberjacks and Jills. Just thought I'd tell you that. you know, First time I did, I was scared shitless. Same with a axle or a hatchet or knives. Anytime guns, anytime you go to use something for the first time. The only thing that didn't really scare me, but it should have, was my bow and arrow, because when I drew it back one time and I missed, my muscle got in the way of the string and it hit all the way down my arm. Whoa, that smarted. That really hurt. So I didn't realize. Good thing it wasn't a compound. It was just a straight bow. But yeah, I don't really need one. If it came to where I would even make one if I have before. I used to make toy ones, and then I was forbidden to do that for a while. So yeah, I was shooting sort of by my brother. I mean, he used to beat me up, but I was shooting by him, not at him. I had taken a willow and I had sharpened one of them and then cut notches in the other one's ends and put a string in there, and was shooting by him. But we used to play with whips and swords, and he had the cat of nine tails, and I had a little horse whip, is what it was actually. And yeah, we'd throw knives. I mean, we um, had all what I call implements of destruction. I even had some dynamite and a grenade at one point in my life. Just saying. you know, not that I ever would have used them, but I actually considered it. But that's another story. Actually, more, um, it would have been totally anti Illuminati. But yeah, I had my moments when I was still a young adult. Before I had my kids, I wasn't as serious. I was faithful to God, but I screwed up more. You know, I still knew who he was there and didn't deny him every step of the way, you know. So, like, where did that get me right? Yeah, no place. Yeah. Isn't that interesting, though, that Saturn, the god of law, right now, so to speak, but we know Christ is our king and we only bow to him. I only answer to him. Um, but it's inhibitor to hold back. And remember when I said to rebuke? The third definition to that is to hold back. Yeah. To hold back, when you hold somebody back, that's not good, you know? Even like kids in school, I don't think no kid should be held back. In fact, I think they should abolish the schools. There's enough information on the internet. And I think most parents are capable of teaching their children how to communicate, write, and read, and that type of thing, you know? So I don't see any need for a public school system at all. And being that the government's going to close down, does that mean you don't have to pay taxes? There's something to think about. Did you know one of them yellow vests over in France got shot in the head with a blast ball, they called it? And he was bleeding. He's brain damaged, and he was a firefighter, and his wife's a volunteer firefighter. And she wrote an article, and James Munder read that today, and that was really interesting. Also, there's the Eastern Star and Illuminati that used to live here in our town that moved to the desert Sierra Mountains, where it's going to get 3 to 5 feet of snow, and it's prone to avalanches. And I think that's kind of funny because they're living in a trailer, a camper. They sold their house because they couldn't afford, literally couldn't afford retirement and thought they would live better, you know, like one of them trailer people type of thing. And they go down south and live down there and whatever. They gave up a lake home to go live in the desert, and now they're getting snowed on. I think that's hilarious. I don't hate him or nothing. I just don't like him. I mean, I saved the dude's life. He's diabetic, so yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna let nobody die. I did that in college one time too. A girl was going into shock, and I gave her some, went and bought her some orange juice. So, not that she really deserved it, but well, not really. She wasn't a very nice person, but yeah. I had already been in nursing school, so I took an oath, and you know, I don't have my license in this state, so you know, it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, it would in the eyes of God, and I couldn't do that anyway. It's just like I tried to walk away from when Doug was choking way back when, and um, like 45 years ago or something. No, you know, Yeah, literally about 40 some. But yeah, yeah, I can't walk away, even if they're not nice. If it wasn't life threatening, though, I'd probably let them scream and figure it out for themselves, something like that. Because, like, I had my wrist cut right here, and blood was shooting out like 12 feet. And it's like all I could think was to plug it. So I plugged it, and I got in the bathroom and I got some surgical tape, and I put that on it really quick. And then I took another piece and made a butterfly out of it, a butterfly stitch, and got that on there. Man, taking that other one off though, and it started bleeding again, so I stuck it against my leg and got it dry and got it ready to get that tape on there, and it was like freaking crazy pain just in that one spot. Yeah. It's nuts. But yeah, leaking out isn't cool. you know. Usually I call crying leaking out because uh like well, you probably know if you've been in deep, deep pain that you can just lay down at night and not even physically thinking about crying, but your eyes will cry. I call that leaking out, just done leaked out. Let's see, anything else going on? Oh, I don't know. Talking to myself now. Yeah. Oh, the 20 degrees outside today was extremely cold compared to our 40 degrees we've been having. And it was really icy too again today. So, but I don't know how long it's going to be cold. I don't really. Once in a while, I'll look at the forecast to see what's coming up, but I don't really watch a lot of news unless it's somebody like James Munder or JWTV, Stephen Jackson. Yeah, he's good. Um, Not a whole lot more. Lionel gives you the scoop on everything, inside and out, every day. So all day long, he's age last. No, he laughs too, so he has the ability. But I wonder. I see you, Lionel. I know it's hard to laugh at all this, but yeah. But then sometimes I guess I could laugh so hard it's crazy. Did you ever cry so hard you felt like your eyes were bleeding? I have. I was just thinking, I wonder if you could laugh that hard. you know? So, probably. Can laugh so hard your ribs hurt or your stomach muscles, like, um, talk about a workout. Cracking up is really good for you, you know. Ooh. Yeah, that doggone tablet of mine. I might still figure it out. I used to work on TVs too, and computer towers. I just take stuff apart and pray to God I don't electrocute myself with the residual electric in there. Seriously. Did I ever do that? Yeah, I did. Yeah. I had a brother that had me wrap up a gum wrapper with two prongs. I was four, and he had me stick it in the light socket. And That was my first time. And I lived in a house that wasn't grounded, so if I touched my hands to the faucet or in the bathtub, the metal, all that, I was renting that place and I was pregnant. So, yeah, that was a trip. I had to really be careful with my little boy. He was like 2.5, and like when I gave him a bath, I had to be extremely careful. Get in between him and the faucet, you know. So, and the dad had gone to work and was going to be back in 2 weeks, and we were out in the country, and he didn't show up for a month and a half. So I had to push the baby in a carriage into town about 12 miles while I was pregnant. And I did get a ride on back home, but I was scared to death whoever might pick me up because I couldn't defend myself well being pregnant, you know. So, and had a little boy with me too, so I was scared to death. And it was dirt pushing the stroller home with Luke and some groceries, and that was hell, real hell. So yeah, that's just one of my other story nightmares. But that's one of the reasons why I am so strong physically, because of all the stuff like that I did. Like it was a mile long dirt road to even get out to the tar. So going home was really hell. And the guy asked if he could give me a ride down my road, and I'm like, no, it's not far, you know, because I was the end of the road out in the country, and it circled the drive or the road around in my yard to go back out, and that was it. So it's like I did have two pit bulls in my house, so I was babysitting one, and the other was mine. So once I got home, I knew I'd be all right, you know, pretty much, sort of. So yeah, that's really what makes me as strong as I am. It's all the things I've been through, you know, all the prayers I prayed that I know may not be answered in this life, but will be answered. So, and I do have that faith. I talk to God. You know, He talks to all of us. Some of us don't listen. You know, we make excuses not to listen. That's what I would do when I was young. Be like, get back with you later. No, doesn't work like that. But I did take that liberty, you know. There's a good word to look up. That reminded me of give me liberty or give me death. I don't know if I even like that. I'll have to look that up again. Something seems odd about the word liberty. I think I'll look that up. Maybe, if I think of it again. Yeah. I almost said, but, well, yeah, here it goes. I'm gonna, like, give me, Christ in everybody's heart or give you all death. No, not you good ones, okay? Give me a break. Are you afraid to die? Really? That's a really serious question. Because I really am not. I mean, I'm not a great lover of pain, but even that only lasts so long, you know. What's to be afraid of? All you can do is get hurt and then die, you know? Well, it's true. It doesn't seem natural to die, does it? And pain seems unreal, like surreal, unreal. Why do they call it S-U-R, surreal? Is that Satan? Is that like cereal? Like a serial killer? Or he's sure real? Maybe he's from Sri Lanka. Oh, yeah, and over in, what's it? Rwanda, I do believe they're starving their people out and they're killing them, just killing them outright, you know. So I do wonder what the government shutdown will bring, you know. So we all know the Federal Reserves is, you basically should say, England and Rome, and they own the whole world as far as the banking system goes, as far as their cartel goes, which is Illuminati and blah, 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 blah. So basically, the Pope's running the show. Potpourri, Pope on a rope, dope on a rope. I always thought there should be a Pope soap, in the shower. Oh, God. Yeah, that could go worse too. I'll just leave it there. Wow. But anyway, so yeah, they run the show, and America doesn't have any money, or the United States, because they're taking it all. So if the government shut down and we don't need them, so why do you get paid? Shouldn't get paid. And if you're not doing your job, does anybody else out there not get? If you don't work, you don't get paid, right? It's not like your boss or the person you're subcontracting or working for. It's not like he said, "Oh, okay, you don't show up for 3, 4 days, but I'll just pay you anyway." You know, or don't show up for 30 days, but we'll still give you a retirement, when we let you go. I don't think so. It's like, get the hell out. Elect some public officials from the public, you know, literally. Check their blood and make sure they're not the Canaanite bloodline. Seriously. Yeah, we thought, yeah, that half black guy, he might be okay. But then, see, people weren't looking into it like he's related to Jefferson's and even trace some of our bloodline back in them days, um, white and dark, both him and his wife, you know. So, and a lot of us are a lot of everything. And there's so many people in so many countries that fornicated with people from other places and never told the heritage to that child to pass on. That happened on both sides of the fence. Everybody, everywhere. So people will say, well, like I'm pure this, like you're a purebred, like you're some kind of, yeah, yeah, animals being bred, you know. Like God said, oh, I'm the only purebred. Oh, if you think about it, that's funny, you know. Yeah. If you really think about it, then God would be the only purebred, right? And so would Satan. So, what are the rest of everything else? Probably about like me, about like now, like about Heinz 57. Who cares? But the Illuminati cares, don't they? Yeah. What is that? The Golden Lodges, the Golden Dawn, or oh, I have to think of that. It's their sun worship. What sun you worshiping? Yeah. No matter how you call dark light, it's not light. It's not illuminated. It's dark. Just like your dark robes. You know, you can install somebody into your little cults with your little white and gold dresses or whatever, but you still come out in the dark, don't you? Yeah, you do. Something tells me it won't be long now. And when this government starts really getting messed up, because some tells me things aren't ever going to be the same. And I know that's true. And I think it's so cool. The more that stupid government is messed up, fine with me. The heck with them all over the world. These fake kings pretending that they own the world when God owns the world. Like some Satanist thing thinks it's going to be king when Christ has been here the whole time. In all of us, we are inherit of the earth, not Satan. Don't let these people out here that push people around and have big mouths like that and think that they're going to rule over you or rule on you or anything else. Um, just know their day is coming shortly here. So, and they'll learn a great big lesson. They will. So, I'm going to let you go. I'll say peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. And thank you for joining me. Later.